ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce Mr. Tony Burke to come to the stage and give his speech to supporting the Syrian people.
Assalamu alaikum. It's a great pleasure to be with you again here in Campsie. After I last joined you here, somebody put a copy of the speech up on YouTube, which was fine, and then someone who didn't like at all what I'd said here decided to put up an article online going through point by point why they thought I was wrong. Well, I'm very proud, no matter which protesters have shouted in the street, which pro-Assad groups have tried to have a go at me and intimidate me, I'm proud to be back here standing with you again. And the reasons for being here are really pretty simple. It can't be right for children to have to change their school regularly because it keeps getting bombed. It can't be right for people to find that they're having to question whether or not the place that they go to for food will still be there. It can't be right when millions of people find themselves having to cross borders even though they have a home that used to be safe. And that's why it's important that I join you again tonight. Bob Carr was in Lebanon the same time as I was quite recently. And it was the same time when we were each there when Hezbollah made their declaration with respect to Syria. The security team I had accompany me a couple of days later when I went to Tripoli and to Alminia and some places in the north. Bob had tried a similar visit about a day or two earlier and was told that it wasn't safe for him to be in that part of Lebanon. And Bob Carr issued one immediate request to the ambassador, to Australia's ambassador to Lebanon. He said, well then, where can you take me because I want to meet face-to-face refugees from Syria. And Bob Carr went and met with people there in the camps and made, subsequently, having seen for himself, made some of the most significant aid decisions that this government has made to make sure that we are working to help the people of Syria. But I want to tell you one more thing, because when I went on that visit to Lebanon, I had a slightly different job to what I have now. And while most of the focus of the public debate on my job is with respect to people who are trying to come to Australia on boats and many of them drowning at sea, one of the things that's not spoken about as publicly is the fact that I'm also in charge of working through the different locations and people who we need to make sure we're looking after in our offshore humanitarian program. And while I'm not ready yet the final brief hasn't come up to me, and I'm not ready yet to be able to announce the makeup of our offshore humanitarian program, I want to tell you this. I sat down with my department and the first thing I said to them is I want to make sure we are prioritising people who have fled Syria. We are a good and generous country, and I want to make sure that we use our offshore humanitarian program to help people who, in so many ways, have recently lost everything. And that those decisions are yet to come, but I want you to know the level of personal priority that I've put on that. I'm not going to pretend that as a country so far away that we're in a position to be able to fix the horror of what for most of us we see on our screens, some of us see in camps, and many of you hear as background noise when you're on the telephone to friends, or watch every time you get onto a computer on the different social media sites. The horror of what happens there is brought to lounge rooms around here, and it is right and proper and part of being Australian to want to care about family members wherever they are in the world. And I just want you to know, that right to the heart of the Australian government is an understanding of the passion you feel, an understanding of the need that is there, and a commitment that where we can help, we want to make sure that we are absolutely doing what we can in solidarity for those people who are facing such desperate times. We are with them, they are in need, we are there.